Hey everyone, welcome to a new video. Welcome to Floating in Dreams. This is my makeup decluttering series for 2022. So let's get started. Welcome if you're new here. Welcome if you're a returning visitor. Thank you so very much for joining me today. Yes, we are doing my annual makeup decluttering series. I like doing this once a year as a bit of spring cleaning because my drawers just tend to overflow after a year of trying and using makeup, and I just need to get organized. If you don't know who I am, my name is Maaike. Welcome. I'm from the Netherlands and I love to try eyeshadow palettes. I love trying out Essence and Catrice products, but I also love going back to old favorites and really getting the use out of my products, use them up from time to time. Like, I really do like to not only have so many things that I can no longer get the use out of it. So that's where these declutters sort of fit into my channel and how I go about things. Now, I will be reusing this exact intro for all of these videos that I'm doing. I'm doing 5 in total, but these videos always also need a bit of a disclaimer. So bear with me as I go through these. Step 1, no, I will not be sending you any of my makeup. A lot of the things I'm getting rid of are quite old, and I would not feel good passing this on to anyone I don't know. So it's gonna go to friends or family, and that's pretty much it. Step number 2, I am not a YouTuber or blogger who receives a lot of PR. I am on PR lists, but I don't request that many things because I would like to be in control of what's coming into my collection, really. But I have been doing this for a long time, which is why I have a larger collection. But this is not going to be one of those cutthroat declutters where we get rid of like half the collection. This is not it, if that's what you're looking for. And the third step that I need to mention is the fact that I will not be swatching a whole lot of products here. I actually did collection videos leading up to this decluttering series where I did do all of those swatches. And also, if you use the search bar on this channel or on my blog, you can find reviews where I have swatches and looks up with a lot of these products because I tend to review everything I try. And I really use my blog as this like giant catalog that I can refer people to if they have questions on like multiple looks with eyeshadow palettes or anything like that. Then you can just check that out. And very often I will also have like mentioned products or shown them in videos as well. So you can always also check out the channel if you would like to see more. So without further ado, let's get started. Hey, welcome to declutter number 4 that I've got going on for you. Today we are talking about all of my eye products that are like related to the eye area, but that aren't necessarily eyeshadow palettes. That's going to come up in another video. That will be the last declutter that I do. So yeah, today we are talking about this and I'm looking at this and I'm like, do I want to get rid of anything here? I'm not entirely sure. This may be the least successful declutter, you could say, because there are just not that many things that I really want to get rid of. So we'll just see how it goes. We're going to work through these different sections like I've done in all the other videos so far. So let me clear some space in the middle so we can have a look at what I've got going on in my like eye product collection that is not necessarily eyeshadow palettes. So we are looking at all of my eyeliners first, and truth be told, I never really go into these, so I'm not entirely sure why I have so many. So maybe I should just get rid of a bunch, but then again, I don't really buy this because I have all the colors that I like. I've got a good silver and a good gold in here, some teals. I've got some lovely things going on. But I know the only way I can actually get the use out of these products is if I put them in my everyday makeup drawer, and I currently don't really have space for this many in my makeup drawer. So I've always been struggling to sort of put them in a place where I have easy access, so I will actually use them. Let's just pull some things and see what we've got going on. So I've got a couple of these Catrice ones. These are their Kohl Kajal, and I really like these because these are some really good shades. I have a minty one, a periwinkle one, and a petrol one. Like these I like to use sometimes layering underneath shadows or something like that. So these I definitely want to keep. I have a couple of the Urban Decay ones. Like these are really old. I don't even know if these are still any good. So Zero was always like my black liner of choice. Maybe I should buy a new black one. Like this feels a bit dried up. So this may have to go. How am I going to... I'll put the declutters in the cubby so I know which is what I want to keep and what is the decluttered items. What's this shade again? Underground? Ooh, that looks nice, but yeah, that looks like a color I would wear. It's like a cool tone brown. This plummy shade called Crash I never really wore. And then I have Bourbon, which is their darker brown. Oh, that's still really nice too. So I like that. But it does mean that I don't think, if I declutter the Urban Decay Zero, I don't think I have any more black eyeliner. And I do sometimes wear a black liner, but I was using this, the Marc Jacobs Twist Up Liner. I got this as a free gift with purchase, but I felt it was sort of like drying up. So this is very, very sort of thick and sticky by now, so I can't really use that anymore either. So that I was thinking I can keep the Urban Decay, get rid of the Marc Jacobs then. Let me see. Yeah, but the Urban Decay is just not that black. So if you have any black kohl pencil recommendations, just let me know, because these are just old and they're a bit dried out and I don't really wear it a lot. I sometimes use it to frame a look. If I feel that something, like if something is red or pink, I like using a black liner in the waterline because it just makes it look less, less like I've got an eye problem. These from Catrice, so sad that they discontinued these really quickly, but these liquid metal pencils, like you can see how much I've used the brown one. These are some of my favorites. I'm not sure how these are doing. Oh, these are really good still, even though they're like years old. So that's my favorite brown liner. And then I have a gold and a silver and a khaki shade, so those are good. And then, let me see, I've got these two of these cream gel liners from ColourPop, which I had heard lots of great things about, so I wanted to try them, and I haven't really given them a shot. Like a teal, kind of turquoisey sort of vibe, so I do want to keep those. We'll do those towards the end. Let me just get organized a little bit. So this one from Catrice is one of their long-lasting ones. Oh, I thought it was broken, but it's not. So this, that's too similar to other things I already have going on, I'm sure. So that can go. I was holding this Zoeva one because I have two of those. I don't think they still do them, but I have like a good navy and a good dark green. But now that I'm looking at what I've got going on in these Kiko liners, I'm like, how similar are these? Because I have a navy and a green here too, and another teal shade, and a brown, and a purple. So let me swatch these. Oh, that is a really good navy. And I don't think I have any other navies, so this may be a keep. And then this is the other one from Zoeva. That feels quite dry actually, so I think I can get rid of the green one because I think this Kiko one is going to be pretty similar. Yeah, I like the Kiko one better, plus that's newer to me. And then this, I'm not sure it's quite navy though. Oh no, that's much lighter. I prefer the navy from Zoeva a lot more than I do this Kiko Precious Rituals one, shade 03, so I'll keep the Zoeva. And then I think that this is going to be a replacement for that Catrice one that I just got rid of. Like this is a much richer tealy blue, so I like that. And I'm going to keep the purple because if I declutter Crash from Urban Decay, then this is going to be the only purple liner I still have. I'm not sure I'm going to keep the brown. However, I kind of bought this to replace the Catrice for when that dries out. So I think this is a really good dupe, so I do want to keep that. Like if I wear liner, it's going to be a brown more so than anything else. So that's why I also have these shades. Oh, this is a nice shade from Essence called Opal. Could that work as a... Ooh, that's really pretty. That I want to keep. That's quite unique. But the khaki green and also this brown shade, I don't think I necessarily need to keep around. I test these out for my Essence tryout videos and they do some really, really lovely things. But the shades are just nothing unique compared to everything else I already have. So I want to declutter those. And then I have my MAC Black Pearl, which I always keep around. Again, this may be something I could use instead of a black liner as well, because it's dark enough. And then I always keep this Rimmel one around because it's an electric blue. Oh, but that's... yeah, you can warm it up. I'm pretty sure if I were to sharpen it and warm it up that it could work. But I never wear these kind of blues anymore, so that can go. This Kiko one, wasn't it double-sided? Or was it just a twisted pencil? I really like these Kiko like shade sticks. Oh yeah, it's double-sided. I was like, wasn't it? But it's like a matte and a shimmering shade. So the matte side you can use to prime your lid. And then this one is really pretty. It's like a taupey, like champagne-y kind of shade. So, but I don't think I'd wear this all over the lid. I would go for one of my potted cream shadows over this. NYX Milk I need to keep because that is a good one. And then I have all of these Kiko eyeshadow sticks. And truth be told, I don't wear these enough. I really think that I would wear an eyeliner over a shadow stick. So I don't think I need to keep all of these. I have this shade, number 19, because it's a good dark gray. And it's still really rich and creamy. That's really good for a base if you want to do a smoky eye. So I do want to keep that. And I want to keep the periwinkle, because if you have a periwinkle shade that's just not that strong, I have a couple of those because they can be difficult, then this is a great base to layer underneath it. I also use the NYX Milk pencil in that way, by the way. And then I have these shades. Now, I just decluttered the Rimmel like electric blue one, and I have another one of those in the Kiko. And this is actually really pretty. So I think I do want to keep that because electric blue is another one of those shades that sometimes needs a bit of help. This grassy green shade I like, but I don't think that's a shade I'm going to wear as a cream stick anytime soon. So that's pretty. This navy though, ooh, I love navy smoky eyes, so this can be a good base for that. Look at that. I think that's pretty. So I do want to keep that. And I have one more colorful shade here. This is a tealy kind of shade, turquoisey teal. Oh yeah, that's very bright. A lot brighter than it looks when you look at it in the back. So again, not a shade I have this in eyeshadows that will work perfectly by themselves. So I don't need to keep that. And then I have just these brownie shades left. And that's why I actually left a bit of room here because I want to swatch this 38 shade. This is a great like taupey mauve, and I think I like that much more than I do that very soft champagne from the Precious Rituals one. So I actually need to replace the lid on this. Hold on. And we have a lid that closes again. This is like a really good taupey brown, and that again is a base shade I sometimes use. Then I have this, which I think is more of a rose gold. Yeah, it's like a rose gold shimmer. Oh, that feels a bit dry at first. I don't really wear rose gold as often anymore as I used to, so that can go. Plus, I think, again, I have something similarly there. And this is a bronze. And again, bronze is not something I wear. It is a good dark brown, though. Yeah, but it's got the gold flecks, so that's not my favorite. So those are all of the declutter things. Wow, I got rid of much more than I thought I was going to. But yeah, I need to buy a black eyeliner, so... Help a girl out. I probably just like buy one of the Kiko ones because Kiko does some really good eyeliners. So yeah, I'm getting rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, which I think is not too bad. So I quickly wiped off my hand, and now we're going to talk about my single shadows that are still in the pan. Okay, so these are the single shadows I still have in the pan, and one thing I definitely cannot get rid of is Max Vanilla. I took it out of my singles palette last year, put it in one of these little containers that I got when I placed a CLIONADH order a couple of years ago, and it exactly fits a standard pan. So I've been keeping this one in my everyday makeup drawer to use as a base to set my MAC paint pot with. So that's why this has to stay. And the same actually goes for these two. So this is Yogurt from MAC, and I'm pretty sure this is the replacement for vanilla. So once I run out of vanilla, I want to go into Yogurt and use that as a setting one. And this one is a eyeshadow or a highlighter that someone repressed for me into a pan. And I just did put it in here. It's really, really pretty. And that can be a really good inner corner highlight for when you don't really have an inner corner highlight in your palette. So I do want to keep that. Holika, this Moonflash shade is so pretty. These were sadly discontinued, but I think one shade came back in stock again in this line. I saw them on Yes Style again, but this shade is a really nice taupey one. It's a bit messy, so I'm not taking it out. I already swatched all of my single shadows when I did my single shadow collection video, so I'll make sure to link that in the description box down below if you want to see swatches of all of these, because I have that going on in that video. So that's a definite keep as well. But I'm going to get rid of, after all these years, of this MUA shade. I just have these blurple shades in just much better formulas now in my singles collection, so I don't need this anymore. I do want to keep this green from L'Oreal, Golden Emerald. It's really, really pretty. I don't reach for this a whole lot, but I love shades like this. I have a couple of them in my singles collection, but this still warrants a keep. But I have decided to get rid of my final KVD Beauty single. I still have one of these in my highlighter collection because I use that as a highlighter. It's called Thunderstruck. This is in the shade Thrasher, and I just don't love golds, so this one can go. I can never get rid of my Burberry one. Do they still do a makeup line? I don't know, but this is in Rosewood, and this is a great like taupey, mauvey brown shade. It's a great one and done eyeshadow. You can see by the dent of it that I love this a lot. I like traveling with this. Then we have the Soft Touch eyeshadow from Essence and Secret Woods. This I felt wasn't very impactful. I was hoping it could be similar to the L'Oreal, but it's just a bit muted and a bit meh. And I like this one so much better. The Soft Touch eyeshadow in Eternity was surprising to me. I mean, Essence can do good eyeshadow for sure, but another great like one and done eyeshadow for sure. This one from Catrice I can get rid of because it's too similar to what I've got going on here, and I would prefer that because I love that formula a bit better. This is new from Catrice. This is Lime Pie, and it's not as vibrant as I'd hope it would be. It's not truly a lime green, and the packaging on this is a bit difficult to open. It's pretty. It's a very pretty shade. It's just more like a soft gold with a hint of green rather than a true lime. So I don't really feel that I need to keep this. It's just not special enough. I will be keeping Kiko's, what's this called? The Glitter Shower eyeshadow in shade 1, which is a silver. It says Glitter Shower, but it doesn't have actual glitter. It looks very textured in a pan, but it swatches like a true metallic. So I want to keep that. I'm going to keep my two Nabla shades. These are Dance No, Selfish and Alchemy. I bought those before I ever bought a Nabla palette, so those have been with me for a while. This eyeshadow from MAC in Sea Worship you can still buy in the standard packaging if you'd like. It's an extra dimension one. And this is a great like khaki sort of tone, so I really like that. And these H&M ones I bought to do a full face of H&M with. And truth be told, I thought they were a little lackluster. And the only one I really wanted to keep, then it's this one, is Sun Worship. This I decluttered years ago. I used to have this when they still had the round packaging. And this I always loved, but now that I own it again, I'm like, why was I lusting after this? I'm not lusting after a shade like this anymore at all, so I'm going to get rid of all of these. And then over here we've got some overflow from my Lethal Cosmetics Singles palette. These are some warmer tones that I felt didn't really go with the rest of the palette, so I kind of stuck them in here. Oh, this is a different one. It's not Lethal. What is this? This is Sweet Jubilee from Sydney Grace, which is a like warmer tone purple that that's just not my vibe. So this I'm going to declutter. And then we have one from Lethal that was overflow from my palette when I reorganized it. This was the only shade that no longer fit. And this is Terminus, which this is like a raspberry kind of shade, and it's a little too, ooh, how should I put it? Like, it's not quite bright enough for me to love it, and it's also not murky enough for me to think it's a grungy shade, and it just doesn't really go with my undertone. So this I'm going to declutter as well. Then I have the Catrice singles that are always like staying around in my collection. These are the liquid metal shadows from Catrice that were discontinued years ago. And this is just such a shame they discontinued these. But the liquid metal in Satina van der Woodsen I'm going to get rid of, because I now feel I would use this kind of shade more so in my like cream to powder stuff, and I don't reach for shades like this for brow bone highlights or anything like that anymore. So this can go. I could never declutter this. Like, this is under Treasure, which is how I discovered that I love teal eyeshadow. It's a bit of a teal, a taupe, I should say. It's a bit of a warmer taupe, but I really like it still. And then we have the one that I want to keep over the other one. This is Gold Leave Me. It's really, that's a gold, like an antique gold with a green undertone. And then we have Mauves Like Jagger, which, it's a good mauve, but I remember why I held off on this one now that I have it, because I bought it on a sale. I mean, it's pretty, but it doesn't really do a whole lot. And I think actually that Essence's Eternity is actually the version that I'd like this to be. So this is going to go. And these I always keep around because they're so much fun. What Do You See? Which is like a gorgeous teal. And this I want to keep. I'm pretty sure I want to keep this. Yeah. These are a little dusty, but they build up pretty well, I feel. I felt that the more like neutrally ones were better than these more colorful ones. But yeah, you can see that that has a lovely shine. So I want to keep that. And then we have the navy one, which is Underworld Evolution. Not sure I need to keep like a navy blue. Let me see. I think that can be pretty. Like if you were to do like a navy smoky eye, it has a bit of a black base to it. So like that. So I'm going to get rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 single shadows. And I'm keeping 5, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14. I'm keeping 14, and I'm getting rid of, how many were there? 13? So that's half the collection, which I think is good. We can be very short and sweet about my pigments and loose glitters. Not a lot of this is going to go, but I am going to get rid of this Berry M thing and the Sigil Inspired shade I got. This was a free gift with purchase, and it's pretty, but I have similar vibes in like either single shadows or as part of my eyeshadow palette collection, so I don't need that. But these ones are going to stay. So J-Cat Mirror Ball. I've got 2 NYX glitters in the teal and in the red. And then I have some MAC mini pigments in Whisper of Pink, Vanilla, Tan, and Rose, if I'm not mistaken. Do I want to keep Rose? I'm going to get rid of Rose because I don't really see myself wearing a pink like that. So these are all of my liquid shadows, and in here I already swatched all of these in my single shadow videos. I'm not going to swatch any of these. I'm going to keep all of these. Save for one, because I'm going to declutter Cloud from Stila. I never wear anything like this. I would go for something sparkly or something multi-chrome more so than I would like a duochrome pinky purple to gold. It just wasn't my vibe. And I actually want to get one more of the Lethal Cosmetics multi-chromes in like a blue-green flip, a bit like this one from Essence. These Essence ones aren't great in terms of how opaque these are, but they are fun to play around with. So I do want to keep them because they were affordable, plus they're just a fun makeup product to play around with. The Mirrorholic from Etude House is really, really pretty. And then my Stila Glitter and Glows Get to Stay. These can very easily be revived with a little bit of Inglot Duraline if they get a bit dry, and you can keep using them. And then the Lethal Cosmetics, I have Payload and Gateway, and I would like to get Cypher. And then this is a Giorgio Armani one that I have yet to put on my eyes in the shade, I believe it was called, what was it called again? I'm not sure, but it's shade 37. Speaking of Duraline, there it is. Why is this still in the box? I don't know why. Maybe because it has directions? Or maybe it cannot be exposed to light and air too much, and I kept it in the box that way. I'll put it in the box. Oh, these are eyeliners. Ah, I thought we were doing brows, but this is eyeliner. Doesn't make any sense. So I have, are these still good? So I have some fun eyeliners from Essence, the Crystal Crush. And these are duochrome eyeliners. So these are again fun to play around with, but you know, not necessary to have in your collection. I still have a bunch of these older like gel eyeliners, which I actually really enjoy. If I wear eyeliner, I kind of wear like this, something like this. Maybe I should use Black Track from MAC. I remember this working pretty well in the waterline, and these don't really dry out all that quickly, I find, if you keep them like nicely tight. And then I have this really pretty dark green from Bobbi Brown. It's still, oh, this is still creamy. Again, this is again a base I love layering under like smoky eyes, and it works really well as a liner too because it is green, but it is very blackened, so it works really well as an eyeliner. And then from MAC I also have Dip Down and Dark Diversion, so those have been staples in my makeup collection for years. Like drugstore brand liquid eyeliners. I don't wear a lot of liquid liner, I just don't. It's just never been my favorite thing to wear. My eyes are a little too textured, so it never looks right. It just doesn't. Ooh, I need to get this swatch off before it settles down. So this is just another black one, and I don't love this, so I'm going to get rid of the Kiko. This is a green one from L'Oreal. This is really pretty, so I want to keep that. And then I have two from Essence that are essentially, then I have these two from Essence, and they're the black and the brown. And I find these easier to work with than this. This is new, by the way, from Essence right now. They're doing this felt tip dip liner. It's really nice. It's really pretty easy to use, but I just love these better. So I'm going to get rid of these two, keeping the rest. So we have eye primers and mascaras, and I've kept these ones separately this entire time because these are opened and are currently in my shop, my stash. I don't have a lot of mascara because I only open one at the time and then I use it up and then I open the next one. So I always have a couple in backup that I really like, which are these three, and usually there's a Glam & Dull from Catrice floating around as well, but I've actually taken to just buying one whenever this one runs out. And then I have these ones from Essence of Catrice and Maybelline. These are like some of my favorite mascaras. I did try the Lash Changer in the waterproof though. I haven't tried the regular version yet. So that's why I thought I could try the regular version to see if I like it equally, because I think it's a bit weird to double up on the waterproof. So that's why. But yeah, these are some lovely, more affordable mascaras that I love. This is a MAC mascara that I got as a gift with purchase. I don't even know which one it is. Do I want to use this? I have no interest in using that. I really don't. This is another one of my favorites, the L'Oreal Lash Paradise, which is called the Paradise Aesthetic where I live. So I want to keep that. And then I just have some older ones that I bought years ago. And I think I'm going to get rid of those as well because I have my favorites. And that's what I want to go back to. And I go through like, what, 4 or 5 mascaras every year, maybe 6, because I do use 2. So I usually use up like 2 of the Glam & Dull and like 4 other mascaras, because I rotate through them like every 3 months. I replace them. Sometimes a bit quicker. The Essence Lash Princess I love, but it only lasts about 6 weeks. So I do need to repurchase that more often. But yeah, with these I tend to just like, if I put one in my shop, my stash, I go out and buy a new one. That's how that works. And this Kiko one, I tried it for my Precious Rituals review because that's the collection this came in, and I didn't love it either. So these are gonna go. So I'm going to get rid of 4 mascaras, and I'm going to keep these ones, of which these 2 are open. And then we have some primers. These are open, and these are currently in use. So the Milani is my favorite, so that I want to keep. That's in my shop, my stash. A NYX glitter glue, I replaced it in 2021 because mine got a little Like there was so much glue stuck in the tip that you couldn't really use it anymore. That glue had hardened, so if I use a glitter or I need a sticky base, I use this. And I double prime my lids. A lot of people are sometimes saying that they struggle with making certain products last on their lids. My secret is to double prime. I first go in with the Milani when I do my primer, my face primer. I do my eye primer next, and then I let it sit and just do its thing until I do my eye makeup, because that's usually towards the end of my makeup. And then right before I go in and do my eye makeup, I go in with Painterly by MAC. I've used up 2 of these in the past. This is one that I started using towards the end of 2021, and it's already getting a dent because I use it that much. And then I just use a cream colored shadow to set that, and I have no experience with I just experience no creasing, very little fallout. My shadows blend really easily. On my lids, a double prime is the way to go. These ones I'm going to keep. These are freebies that you get with Lorac purchases, and I just have a couple of these, and I like these too. But I think if I run out of the Milani, I will just repurchase the Milani because that's my favorite. And then I'm going to get rid of these. I sometimes like trying these things, but with the Prime and Lock, I really experienced a bit of creasing. Like the Milani one is just my foolproof. And this has a really weird texture. It's a very gel-like texture. What's this called again? It's the Starlight Eye Primer. Is it by Starlight? Oh, Bell. It's a German drugstore brand. This was lovely to try it, for sure, but it was really not doing anything for my lids in terms of priming. I've got pretty deep creases, so I need a good primer, and these just weren't it. Oh boy. So, I don't know how this happened. How did I end up with so many brow products? I really don't get it. I really don't. So yeah, these are currently in my Shop My Stash. This is what I'm currently using. So the Brow Pen Pro from Catrice and the Clean ID Hydro Brow Gel, which, as I had predicted, was going to look really gross and gloopy and weird within weeks of use. But yeah, it's a clear brow gel and it's actually quite lovely, so I do like those. So those are going to stay. Then I have a bunch of these Essence Make Me Brow. We know how much I love this product, and at a certain point in time I thought they were going to discontinue it, so I bought like 5 in backup. So yeah, that's why I have those. And then this is the newest Essence launch, the Brow Like a Boss Ink Brow Gel, but I have the same product from Urban Decay. So, and this shade wasn't great. So I think I'm going to keep the Urban Decay and get rid of the Essence, but I still need to take pictures with that as we're talking. Oh, I have 2 of these. Oh, so I actually repurchased that by accident. That's what happens. But yeah, these Slimmatic Precise Brow Pencils from Catrice are ones you go through quite quickly once you commit. Like, you can use these up in 6 weeks. But these are my favorite brow pencil from Catrice. And I really like this from Catrice as well, so I repurchased it. The Volume and Lift Brow Mascara in the shade 020 Blonde. And I feel it's very similar to the Make Me Brow from Essence. Something I can get rid of is sort of like the Catrice version of an ink brow gel, but this is like a dip eyeliner kind of thing with a felt tip. This I didn't really like very much, so this can definitely go. And I think, was this the one? Yeah, this is the one that's broken from Essence, so I stopped using it. The packaging just came undone. It was falling apart every time I tried to use it, so I'm going to get rid of that. I wanted to try another K-Beauty brow product because I like the drawing eye pencil from Etude House, but I got very sick of it by the end of it. This is the Designing Eyebrow Pencil from Face Shop, and this is actually quite lovely. So it's one of those squared off ones, so I do want to see if I can get more use out of that. Then I have the Kiko one, which is just a standard one that you need to sharpen. This is part of a limited edition that I tried for a video, so I can get rid of that. This was in the same limited edition collection from Kiko, and I thought it was going to be like a brow gel, but it really is just a serum, so I don't need that in my life. This is the new Super Glue Brow Styling Gel from Catrice. If you want laminated brows, and you want it at a budget, try this, because it actually works really well. I was pretty impressed with it. My favorite, all-time favorite brow pencil is the Archery Brow Pencil from Soap & Glory. I cannot find my shade in the Boots here in the Netherlands. We can shop some products from Boots through their website over here, and this shade they just never stock. So I need to get myself to the UK ASAP so I can stock up on these, because this is my favorite brow pencil. And then I have brow powders and brow soaps. And this, now I can show you actually. This comes with a little, like a spoolie with a brush and a pair of tweezers. And then the product came in here. And this is what Catrice always used to do. This is a very OG product. I actually hit pan on the original one I once owned. And now they do this. And I feel it's the same product. Let me show you. I feel it's the same product, but you only get the brush with it, and the brush in here is actually quite nice. So I can get rid of the very bulky one and just keep the the brow powder set waterproof. This is lovely. I didn't necessarily need the tweezers because the tweezers weren't that great. And then from these two, I used the Makeup Revolution the most, but this got so gross looking so quickly that is not something I want to use again. The Brow Fix from Catrice was actually quite nice. As you can see, I've used it quite a bit. So I do want to keep that so that we have something. And I think this can make for a nice combo, actually. So, yeah. So that's the brow products done. Again, we're only decluttering a little bit because, again, brow products is very much a utilitarian product for me, like a mascara. I tend to use something up and then I move on to the next thing. But I like having like different things to play around with from time to time. So we're going to get rid of these and then we'll move into cream shadow. Right, so these are all of my cream shadows, and you could see that it wasn't really fitting into the cubby all that well anymore, and that's because I have quite a few of these ColourPop Super Shocks now. Not because I keep buying these, but I just keep finding shades that I love. And they just came out a couple of months ago with a whole like new range with some older shades that they had discontinued. So my favorites of these are Ritz, which my original one has a very big dip. So I did buy myself a backup of this. So this is unopened, so I want to keep that. And I have a backup of So Quiche. No, not this one. It's this one without the lettering. And this is the original one that I have. So again, a huge dent in So Quiche. So this one was re-released this time round. And yeah, these I'm going to keep these ones unopened. And these I probably need to put in my backup drawer rather than in the actual collection. But yeah, I did buy backups of my two favorites. And my other favorite is Frog. This has also seen a lot of use. Again, something I would like to possibly buy a backup of once I hit pan, or if I place myself another ColourPop order sometime in the future. Then I have a couple of shades that kind of look like it. So I have Falling Up, which is, again, that sort of like champagne-y, rosy pink with a lot of sparkle. That's what I love in a ColourPop Super Shock. Or I like these layered under things. So I did repurchase I Heart This. I used to own this. And I think I decluttered this last year and I kind of missed it in my collection. This is like a more intense version of Ritz for me. It has more of a base pigment. It's more of a taupe, and I really like it. I also would like to buy Sailor, but that's been out of stock for a while, I believe. This is Rooftop Cocktails, and this is one of the new shades. And when I got this, I actually realized that I had to swatch it against Partridge, which has been discontinued, but I felt that these may be a little bit similarly, so let me check, because else I might declutter Partridge and keep Rooftop Cocktails. But oh no, they're very different. Oh, then you think, oh, this may be similar, but it's not. So Rooftop Cocktails definitely has a very light base, so I want to keep both then. Partridge is starting to feel a little bit dry. Let me see if I can build it up for you. It's that sort of like blue-brown sort of situation. Now I do think I will be getting rid of some of these because I definitely don't need all of them. This is Ripple, which was also re-released in the current restock. So I want to keep one of these iridescent purples, but this was one of the new ones, Rose Garden. This I thought was very lackluster. It really doesn't do much. Like, it's so sheer. Like, I already have ripple. So then I'm like, let me swatch these side by side for you so you can see. So yeah, I do want to do like a full-on just swatch video of my Super Shocks when it comes to it. But yeah, ripple for me is far more perfect than Rose Garden is. So I am going to be decluttering that. Alrighty. And then we have, is this Dance Party? Yes, Dance Party, which I like to layer under Nabla's Selfish. And this is Bay, which was also re-released. And I love layering this underneath Alchemy. And if you want to see how that layers and what that looks like, then definitely check out my single shadow video, because there I already show you that. And then one of the new ones I got is Moonwalk. This is a really cool shade. I'm really happy with it. Not sure what it's going to look like on the eyes though. That's the issue that I had with some of the ColourPop Super Shocks that I bought initially, that I was like, And this is a little quirky, which is like my favorite thing. A neutral base with a lot of sparkle. This has a bit more pigment to it though than something like Ritz has. So yeah, these are the ColourPop Super Shocks. And then I really want to keep Day Trippin' from the, this is from the Making Mauves collection. This is like, it's got a bit of a bluish silver flash, which is really, really pretty. So I love that. And then I have Bloomer, which always has had very difficult packaging. How does this still swatch? Yeah, a bit too pink for my liking, so I'm going to get rid of that. And then we have Muse from the Wine and Only collection, which is really pretty. It's very warm tone though, so not something I go for a lot, but I actually think it's really pretty underneath this one from Charlotte Tilbury. This is one of her jewel eyes in Walk of No Shame, and this is a very sort of sparkly shade without much of a base. And if I want to give it more of a base, then I think these two will layer very prettily. So I want to keep that. Do I want to keep Wine Down? It's like a burgundy. That's pretty for us, like a burgundy smoky eye. So I think that I want to keep, and I want to keep all of these. So I have Pillow Talk from the Eyes to Mesmerize. I've only used it once to swatch it, so I haven't used it much. But I'm surprised at how like little shine there is in these. I wish they were a little bit more sparkly. This H&M one I love layering under Frog. So this is a taupey shade and Dauphine Truffle. And then I have my OGs. I have a Christian Dior one that I pulled out of my Makeup Memories box because I was like, I do really like that shade. It's like a good cocky green. And I don't really see brands do anything like that at the moment. Then I have New Moon from Chanel, which is a cult favorite. And these I need to make sure I tighten them very well because else they'll dry out. And then I have Rouge Noir from Chanel, which is another great like smoky eye base if you want to do like a berry smoky eye. So I'm only decluttering two, which I kind of knew was going to happen. Like these two I really don't see myself wearing all that much. So the other ones are all gonna stay. Finally, we have my single collection in pans, and the plan is to take you through some of these palettes in the next couple of months. I may actually, by the time this video goes up, have some swatches up already, but there are already a lot of swatches with these up on my channel as well as on my blog, so I'll make sure to link you to any videos I have with that. So I have some Lethal Cosmetics here. So I just reorganized these last year. I'm actually thinking that maybe this year I want to build another one of these. I've been building myself like a lethal palette like once a year, it seems. So I've got some different color stories with like the blues, and then this one is the greens. So that's that. These are my ColourPop ones, which are more like my warm tones, and some like brights are in here. It's a bit more of a rainbow color story altogether. And then my Inglot palette is more so for pastels. And in case you don't know, because you don't watch my channel very often, I use my single shadows to sort of round out my eyeshadow palette collection, because I have a lot of eyeshadow palettes. So my eyeshadow, my single collection isn't huge, because I've only sort of built palettes to have things that I don't have in palettes. So I have my Fun Shimmer palette with a shade missing because it's in my Shop My Stash. This is a CLIONADH shade that's missing. So I've got LOOXI in here, DEVINAH, some Sydney Grace. This is a Sydney Grace one. And then I have CLIONADH in here. Those are the brands. And this is another palette with a shade missing because I'm using it in my Shop My Stash palette. I'm doing a custom singles palette this year once a month, and then I'm also going to show you looks with it, and I actually have another video idea for that. So, but we'll get round to it. It's going to take me a couple of weeks to organize that. So these are MAC and Makeup Geek singles. Last year in my declutter video with this sort of topic, I decluttered my MAC and Makeup Geek singles to be able to put them all in the same palette. The shade that's missing is MAC's Soft Brown. And then we have my multi-chrome palette, and there are currently a couple of shades still on the way from Touch of Glam. No, not Touch of Glam, from Terra Moons. These are Touch of Glam. They're both starting with a T. I don't know why, but I always forget which one is which. But there's some JD Glow in here, some more DEVINAH, and then I have my CLIONADH stained glass over here. This is one of the palettes I want to swatch for you once those Terra Moon shades come in. I want to swatch out this entire palette for you. And then the palette I want to swatch out for you this month is, so this may already be up, so if it's up, I'll link it in the description box. If not, you have something to look forward to. This is my Cool Tone palette with all of my Cool Tone Sydney Gray shades, and I came into some more this past year. So that's why I wanted to swatch this out again. There's a shade missing down here because it's in my singles palette. And these are Nabla. This is an old Catrice shade, and these are Makeup Geek. So this is a palette I do want to swatch out for you and do a dedicated video with, so that you have an idea of what's going on here. And finally, this is my Blue-Green palette. And again, there's a shade missing here because it's in my custom singles palette at the moment. Again, nothing I'm going to be decluttering here. I've done that in different videos last year as well. Again, if you would like to see updated swatches of this, that's something I can do, because this is a palette that has changed a lot ever since I first built it. Alright, so this is everything we're getting rid of in this video today. As I mentioned, it wasn't going to be a whole lot because I kind of already knew going into it, and this is an area of my collection where I either don't bring in that many things, or they are things I really love, or they are things I have already decluttered as time went on. So I didn't really see the need to get rid of a lot of this in today's video. So yeah, thank you very much for watching today. Please thumbs up the video if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more by me. I definitely will be doing some more declutters because we still have my eyeshadow palette declutter coming up for sure. I did 4 more of these as well, so, or this is the 4th video, so I did 3 more of these as well, so make sure to link those in the description box if you want to see more declutters. And after everything has been decluttered, I will also be filming for you how I reorganize my makeup collection afterwards and show you the befores and afters, because I know people like seeing that as well. And there may be one or two more videos that are like spin-offs of this one. So thanks very much for being here with me today. See you in the next one. Bye!